Welcome back to our study called My Foot Slips. And we're looking at Genesis chapter 16, verses 15 through 16 today. And we're asking the question, can we wait? It's a great question. Sometimes things we struggle with. But in these verses here in the story, we see kind of this epilogue to the story. We have the main part of the story, and now we're kind of coming to the conclusion. And Hagar returns to Abram's household here. She obeys God, obeys the angel of the Lord. She goes back, submits herself to Sarai. And it says here that she has a son just as God had said. Abram listens to God and names the child Ishmael. The last verse reminds us that Abram has now 86 years in his life. He's 86 years old and has been in Canaan for 11 years. The promised child has not come, and Abram still has to wait. He's got to wait longer. The question is, can he wait for the promise? Can he wait for the promises to be fulfilled? You know, think about it. Isaac doesn't come along for another 13 years. The promise, at least, and then you have 100. He's 100 years old. So, you know, that's amazing, you know, that he has to wait that long for the promise to come. And the promise has been at the beginning that he would have all this multitude of offspring, but nothing's happening. So think about it. Can Abram wait? Can he wait longer? God's made him wait already, that's for sure. But the question is, can he wait even longer? Are you willing to wait on God? And that question then comes to us, right? Can we wait for the promises of God? Because there's lots of promises in God's word for his people. The question is, can you wait for his promises to be filled in your life? Or do you feel like you have to act like Sarai and Abram and kind of give God a little help? Hey, maybe he just needs a little push. I know, God, you're working for me. I know you got all these promises that you got for me, but maybe I just need to help him out a little bit. And so that's often where we end up. We're not willing to wait to see what God will do. We're not willing to wait for God to bring these things to fruition. We want to run ahead and try to make things happen on our own and not allow God to make things happen. So I think the lesson here is that we need to wait. You know, if God has promised something to you, then he will give it to you. Doesn't mean we sit around and do nothing. Doesn't mean we just like, well, God's going to do it, so I guess I got to do nothing. That's not what it means to wait on the Lord. It means you're trusting in him. You're looking for him to act and to do things. And you got your eyes open. You're always watching. You're always paying attention. That's what Abram needs to be doing now, is like, okay, what's God doing? How is God fulfilling this promise? Is he working out the beginning details of this promise that will be fulfilled later on? So, and that's usually how it happens, right? God is working out his promises in our lives, but sometimes we don't see the conclusion of it, you know, and then we're not even looking for the beginnings of the promise to be fulfilled. So we need to be patient. We need to wait. We need to wait on the Lord. And there's a lot of reminders in the scriptures to wait on the Lord, to not try to force his hand as if he could do that anyway, but to wait on him. He's got what's best. He's got what's best. He's got everything wrapped up in his time. As Ecclesiastes says, he makes everything beautiful in its time, or in his time, and he'll do that. We just need to wait. And sometimes that's one of the hardest things to do, but again, we got to wait. He'll do what's best.